Today we're going to talk about a little bit about bolt angle and timing of the bolt. A lot of gunsmiths, when they print a receiver, take a few thousandths off the bolt lugs and a few thousandths off the integral lugs of the receiver and don't realize what they have done. The bolt fits in a receiver in this area and has, this is the cutout in the receiver for the bolt handle itself. What you want is the bolt forward on this side here as much as possible. As the bolt wears, or if it is not timed correctly, it will get back to this side, and if the bolt's closer to this side of the receiver, you are losing cam. And when I talk about cam, I'm talking about this here angle right here on the receiver, this angle here on the receiver, and also the angle, there's the same angle on the integral lugs of the receiver in this area inside the receiver that correspond to the cam angle on the bolt. So what happens is normally you would want, when you close the bolt, you would want the bolt handle no more than 10 thousandths slop between the bolt handle and the receiver. Once you get more than 10 thousandths slop here, you start to lose cam angle rapidly. So this particular bolt is a XP100, and it's in here. We're going to bore the receiver later and print it, and we're going to go with a new Dave Kiff Precision bolt in it, and we'll be installing the bolt handle on that, and we'll have a movie of that later. Anyway, the bolt clearance is about 8 thousandths on this side, on this particular receiver, and is 34 thousandths on this side. So you have basically all the cam you're going to get. You're using every bit of it. But like I said, as this bolt handle, if it was the back side was sitting against the back side of the receiver here, you would definitely lose a lot of bolt cam. And to show you that, right now, as we come back right here, we're hitting and we're going to start camming back. And right now, that's all the cam you have. You have about 100 thousandths of cam back. Now, obviously, if the bolt is towards the rear of the receiver, that you lose cam very rapidly because of this angle right here. It's kind of like a triangle. If two sides of the triangle are equal, this angle you would lose at 1.41 in relationship to losing 1 on this side. And it is not a equal-sided triangle. On this side of the triangle, there's a few thousandths, and on the other side of the triangle, you're basically down to nothing. So things happen real fast. Where a lot of guys go wrong is that like I said, when you print and take 5 thousandths off the integral lugs and 5 thousandths off the bolt lugs, pretty soon the bolt handle is towards the rear, and then when you come up here, for example, you'll be right in that position and you lost over half your cam. So you get a sticky bolt up on top or a click, and right away people get in trouble that way. One other thing that makes a big difference is the amount of bolt slop you have. The bolt will normally pivot in the raceway with 6 thousandths or less clearance on a bolt, but once you get any more than that, the bolt wants to roll, and when it rolls, then you lose cam also. In other words, it doesn't pivot in the receiver, it kind of rolls off to one side. I've seen some Winchester Model 70s, and the Rugers are bad for this, with 15 and 20 thousandths slop in the raceway, and they have a different cam angle, a longer angle, but they lose a lot of cam. Another thing that will give you a bad time is, in the timing area, is once you come to this point right there, and it starts to cam back here, it also starts to cam back on your lugs. and them two angles have to be in time. In other words, if the bolt handle hits the cam angle before the integral lugs hit their cam angle, you're going to have problems. I just recently did a receiver that had that problem, and I believe we got it cured down. We got the timing right. So when this cam hits here and we start to cam the bolt back, that it's able to cam back in the receiver. That's just a couple issues that you'll have on timing. There's some other ones, but we'll talk to them at a later date.